well, if I move to Ghana, they're just going to be against me anyways. Why would I move there? Most of the things that happen to you happen to everybody else. Like, you are not special. If someone has the opportunity to take a few more cities from you, they're going to take it because it's expensive. It's not personal to you. It's not always because of your accent. Sometimes it is. People will charge you according to what they think that you can pay. You know how many times Ghanaians get ripped off? Ghana is a hustle. It's a place for hustlers. Now, if you're coming to Ghana, come to hustle. You know, those of us from the West, sometimes we can be very cold. Now, I would say not so much Americans. I'd say British people. Hey, Ghanaians are not stingy. Probably even Chinese people, but Chinese people, I'd say they're probably quite tight. And so they don't want to spend at certain places. You know, certain areas that will come with a premium. It's understood that if you're in these areas, you can probably afford it. Hey guys, welcome back. All right. So today I want to start off by saying something, because when I look back at the comment section is very much, people are taking things personally, and nothing that I say on camera here is supposed to be personal to you. Okay. Especially those of you from the States. All right. And the reason I'm saying that is because the video is kind of going to be surrounding that topic, okay? But one of the things I really, really, really do not want you guys to do, because I feel like it's starting to come up a bit, is feeling like the whole of Ghana doesn't like you. That is absolutely not true, okay? Ghana just doesn't like... No, I'm joking. So I was going to say something, but you might not be ready for my personality. Okay, so... It's okay. Let me go back. Okay. Nothing in Ghana is personal, okay? So if you're thinking that Ghanaians don't like Americans, Ghanaians don't like Brits, Ghanaians don't like Canadians, Ghanaians don't like... It's not like that. It's blanket across the board. Ghana is very much a survival of the fittest, right? It's very much about, I'm going to do what I need to survive and you do whatever you're going to do type thing, okay? And so I don't want you to come here. I want to use the term victim mentality. Maybe that's not right. But I don't want you to come here feeling like, well, if I move to Ghana, they're just going to be against me anyways. Why would I move there? Why would I move there? Might as well stay in America where, you know, that's, you know, at least better the devil you know type thing. It's not like that. That's not what Ghana is. And I don't want you to be misinformed in that way. It's not like that. Most of the things that happen to you happen to everybody else. Like, you are not special. Okay, you're not special. I don't want to talk about you who's watching right now as an individual. I'm saying, like, everybody is not special. You're no special than the person next to you, right? You're not special in that sense. Like, when you come to Ghana, when you feel like you're being ripped off, it's not only you. We're all suffering the same thing. Ghanaians too. So it's not about, oh, it's because you come from this place. It's not like that. Okay, everybody, we are all being ripped off. Even me, I still get ripped off. There are times when I've gone out to buy something and I think, oh, I got a bargain. And then someone else tells me, oh, I got it for this. And I'm like, oh. Like, we're all being ripped off in some way. You know, I did a video a while back and, you know, I'd gone shopping and I bought pineapple. And I said, I bought the pineapple, I think it was 3 cedis or 4 cedis or something like that. And then someone was like, hey, even me, who's Ghanaian, I went to go and buy the pineapple and it would cost more than that. Like, honestly, it just depends. And so I don't want you to think I'm not going to come to Ghana because Ghana's going to put me at a disadvantage. Ghana's going to feel some type of way about me and all that stuff. It really is not like that here. So let's just start by getting that straight, okay? Now, when it comes to pricing, Ghana is very much a place where you're expected to bargain, okay? So nothing is labeled, and it's like that on purpose because it is a bargaining culture that we have here. It's not about, okay, well, this is the fixed price, this is 10 cedis, and it's 10 cedis. No. They expect you to haggle with most things. Obviously, there are some places where things are marked, the price is marked, and you walk in and that's what the price is, and that is it, you know. But it's not about that. You have to understand the culture of Ghana. So Ghana, you're expected to negotiate. That's how it is. So you'll see that often prices start really high. And you're like, what the hell? But it's like that on purpose because they're expecting you to bargain. If you don't bargain, hey, that one is on you. And let's be real. Some people don't mind paying because some of you come here on holiday and what you do is you convert it to your dollars or your pounds or whatever. And you're like, that's not much. You know, my brother, when he came to Ghana, he was taking an Uber and the Uber would be like 20 cities and he'll be like, take 50, take 100, whatever. And I'm like, hey. I'm like, hey. Like, why are you doing that? Do you know what I'm saying? But to him, at the time, it was like, when he converts it, it's like he's nothing. He's here on holiday, so he's just doing whatever he's doing. But anyway, I don't want to digress too much off that, but I just want to say this. When you do that, you spoil the market for all of us. And I said that to him as well, because I'm like, when you over tip, now, those of us have come with the same accent as you, they're expecting us to also overtip. And so it spoils the market for all of us. So don't do that. And that's a message to all of you that are doing that. Don't do that, okay? Because right now, Ghana's economy is completely crazy. It is very, very, very expensive in Ghana right now to live. And I'm talking about basic things like food, buying food. Everything is just so expensive. Some of our prices are actually comparable to those you'll find in the States or in the UK. Like, there is not much difference. The other night I was on the phone with my partner and he was eating a packet of digestive biscuits and I was like, oh my gosh, I really want some digestive biscuits. And I was like, and he was like, hey, but it's expensive, you know. I was like, more expensive than Ghana? I doubt it. And then when we compared the price, we're actually on similar prices because there are some items that I know in the UK, like a packet of digestives. I mean, when I was there, you could get it for maybe £1, like £2 even. I've bought some in shipping before, like £2, right, for a packet of digestives. He was like, no, in the UK, the small pack is like $5. And then when I did the conversion for here, how much you buy it for here, it was about the same thing because I bought it here and it's been like 65 cedis, right, which is like $6, about $6. And so we're like on even footing. So there are some things that the price is gonna be comparable. But you know, as the more you live here, you'll see that the cost of certain things is, some things are just expensive. You're going to pay that because maybe it's a local shop that has, you know, just shipped stuff to Ghana and has opened a shop and is selling it. You know, it's not really wholesale like that. So their prices are more expensive. And so there's some things that are going to be expensive and that's just, there's nothing you can do about it. So something like a packet of digestives is going to be expensive depending on where you're buying it from. So there are some items that are comparable. So if you look at the cost of what the city is, and you're looking at buying those things, like if you compare it to somebody who's earning 600 cedis a month, if they want to buy a packet of digestives, you're already taking away like what, 1/5 of their salary or whatever it is, whatever the calculation, 1/10 of what their salary is, right? And that's, so they're not going to buy it. Like some things are just expensive. Like Ghana is overpriced. If we're looking at just like the local market, Ghana is overpriced. Most people can't stretch and buy those things. Like even going out to eat, it is expensive. It's expensive for everybody. Like Ghana is hard. I don't want you to get that misunderstood. And the reason I'm stressing that so much, that Ghana is hard in terms of certain things, is because when you come here, if someone has the opportunity to take a few more cities from you, they're going to take it because it's expensive. So if you don't negotiate well, if you don't know how to negotiate, that person is going to accept the money. Like you send me now $500. Do you think I'm going to return it today and say, oh, I don't want it? I'm going to take it. Yes, I'm going to take it because I need it. I want it. Yes. So it's the same principle. If you go to the shop and you buy something and they've said 100 cedis and you said, okay, and meanwhile the thing is only 20 cedis, the person's not going to say, oh, here's your change. Ghana is hard right now. Like we're all struggling, and that 100 cedis, maybe you won't miss it. It doesn't mean it. You could drop it from your pocket. It doesn't mean anything to you, right? So the person's going to take their chances. That is how it is. It's not personal to you, because when you have left that shop, the next person that comes, they're going to say, well, it worked on that person. I'm going to try it on the next person too. That's the culture. So you have to understand the bargaining culture of Ghana. So if you want to negotiate, as I said, prices start high. If someone says 100 cedis, you come in and say 50 cedis. Like at least half it. Sometimes, like me when I negotiate, I'll even go lower than that. I'll say I'll give you 30 CDs. Do you know what I'm saying? And then we'll go from there, so you can get a better feel for what the price should be. It's deliberately high. You're not expected to pay this high price. You're expected to pay something under. So you have to come. Their ridiculous price is 100. You come with your ridiculous price. I'll give you 20. And then you'll kind of get a feel for where the price should be. So it's not personal to you. It's not always because of your accent. Sometimes it is. But, you know, it's not always that. You know, there are people are trying to make it here, and we have to understand that. So there are places that you'll go for certain things. You'll see that they'll have two prices. They'll have a price for local Ghanaians, and they'll have a price for foreigners. Okay, that's what they'll do. It's happened to me many times. I've gone to a brie, and you know, I've wanted to do the tour, and they're like, well, if you want to come in to this place, you have to pay the foreigner's price. I'm like, hey, why should I pay the foreigner's price? But I live here, and then I have to state my case. Even though I've been here, whatever, and I show you, I've got a Ghana card, I've got this and that, I still have to state my case. Do you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I have to, you know, if the person's airway, I'll try and break out the little airway that I can speak for them to try and, you know, like, it's not only, I want you to understand that it's not only happening to you, it's happening to all of us. I've been to Cape Coast Castle, where I've tried to get entrance, and they're like, nope, we have to charge you the foreign price. This is what it is. And I'm like, no, I'm not paying that. Again, I have to state my case. It just depends. People will charge you according to what they think that you can pay. So the person before you might have got in for 20 cities, but they won't give it to you 20 cities. Even if they say, okay, I'll take you as a Ghanaian, they probably still won't give it to 20 cities. They'll still give it to you 50 cities, but they won't give it to you the foreign price, which is 100 cities. It's all negotiation. It's what you're going to negotiate for yourself. And the quicker that you get your head around how negotiation works, the less you'll be offended by it, because the offense doesn't mean anything. Like it's not, like I said, it's not personal to you. You're not walking around with a sticker on your back saying, everybody rip me off. It's not like that. It's just the culture of being here. And so you have to understand how that works and how you can use it to your advantage in some way, or use it to not get ripped off so much. I always say, when you come here, it's not that you're not going to get ripped off, it's how much you're going to get ripped off. How much are you going to get ripped off? That is it. I say, well, so I go places that I get ripped off too. Do you know what I'm saying? And one of the ways to help you not get ripped off is to have an idea of what things cost. You know, the longer I'm here, I'm like, okay, I know that this should cost roughly this. This is like, I have a rough idea for what prices will be. So sometimes I'm like, I'm not paying that. And sometimes what you might find is that local shops can be more expensive, even to some of the supermarkets. Sometimes you're better off going to some of the supermarkets because there is a fixed price. And so they're not looking at, okay, well, I'm going to charge you this because of how you look or whatever. You look like you can afford it. The price is the price. So sometimes you will find things that are cheaper in some of the bigger supermarkets than some of the local shops. And that's not for you to say, because I know somebody's going to come and put a comment and say, now you're taking business away from local shops. I'm not taking business away from local shops. I'm just helping everybody. Okay? Because sometimes people want to support and they will go to the local shop. Sometimes your local shop is more convenient. By the time I get in an Uber to go to the supermarket, I've spent more than what it will cost for me to pay an extra 5 cities at the local shop. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's pros and cons. Do you know what I'm saying? So I want you to understand that. So if you come to Ghana and you don't understand the system, one of the things that you can do is find out from people. Find out from local people. Listen, I want to buy this. How much do you think it's going to cost me? They can help you. They can point you in directions where, you know, they might even have connections for you where they'll be like, okay, well, go to this shop. This is where you can get this from. It's going to be cheaper here. This is where I get my stuff from. They can put you in touch with the person. Maybe they've put something on top. I don't know. But it will still be cheaper than you walking into the shop raw as yourself with, you know, you still got the smell of America on you. You know, like, it's still going to be cheaper. You're still going to be ripped off, but it's still going to be cheaper in some sense. So, you know, you choose your battles. You're not getting ripped off to the full extent, but you're still being ripped off. That's how it is. We are all being ripped off. Even local Ghanaians. You know how many times Ghanaians get ripped off? Even when it comes to building materials, the cost of certain things, labor costs, things like that, they're still also being ripped off. You're priced according to what you look like, not where you're from. So there are certain places I'm like, listen, if I go to this place, let me choose carefully what I'm going to wear, because I don't want to come like I've just come from the the airport with my suitcases, because then people are like, yeah, they don't want to take cities from me. They want to take the dollar. If you've been to Kotaka International Airport, right, and that place is flooded, they won't say to you, oh, do you have 10 cities? They want to ask you for dollars. Oh, do you have any spare dollars for us? You know, like, because they know that place is where all the fresh people are, and that's where you're going to get maximum impact. Look at the cab drivers that are there. They will stand there all day and they will wait for passenger, because that one passenger will be their day's wages if they just get one, because you are going to pay in dollars or you are going to pay them in pounds because you haven't even changed your money yet. You know, that's what it is. Ghana is a hustle. It's a place for hustlers. Now, if you're coming to Ghana, come to hustle, because that is what it is. Everybody's trying to survive. It's not personal to you. That's just what it is. That's the culture. So don't take anything personally. The sooner you understand, and I've said this so many times before, the sooner you understand the value of the city, the better it will be for you. Don't convert. Don't say this is, well, $1 gives me 10 cities. Well, that's amazing. 10 cities is nothing to me, because if I do this is one equivalent of $1. What does $1 mean? Nah, that's not how it works. You have to understand what the value of 10 cities is, what 10 cities can buy you, what 10 cities mean to someone. If you take out 10 cities and give it to a random person on the street, come and see how grateful they'll be for that 10 cities, because they know the value of what that 10 cities is. They know what they can get to eat with that 10 cities, whereas you're just dashing it like that's $1. It doesn't mean anything to me. Like that $1 ain't gonna do anything to me, but that's not the way to look at it. You have to understand the value of what that dollar can do, the power behind that pound. You have to understand it. And let me just tell you this, there's something really weird about the pound in Ghana. People do not like the pound. And if you can tell me in the comment section, maybe some of you have more information than me, why people do not like the pound. And I'm going to say some of what I think. Some of it is because the pound is so strong. It's like one of the strongest currencies, right? But also, I think because people prefer the dollar because I guess it's wider use, right? You can go to any country with the dollar, and I think that's part of the reason. But they prefer not to. It's like if you're coming with pounds, they're like, Nobody wants to really, they'd rather change the dollar than to change the pound for you. And another thing, if we're going to talk about exchange rates and stuff like that, if you're coming to Ghana, come with 100 bills, yeah? $100 bills. Don't come with the smaller ones, because the exchange rate is that if you're changing money, they give you less exchange rate for the smaller bills than they do for the bigger bills. So if you're come with hundreds, and don't come with like 20s, 5s, 10s, like nobody's really as interested in those ones. You're going to get less exchange rate for that. So that's just a little tip in there for you. You have to also look at the location, where you're buying this product from. There are certain places, certain areas even, that things are just going to be more expensive in that area. If I go to shop in Osu and I walk down that Oxford Street there, Osu, right? And I want to buy something, like it's going to be expensive, right? In Osu, because that place, like everybody knows, that place is hotcake for foreigners, okay? That is where a lot of foreigners go, their first time, they want to experience what Osu is like. So they walk down that road, their prices over there are going to be extortionate. It's expensive. Like if you're going to buy anything from there, know how to negotiate very, very, very well. I'm not saying don't buy from there. You can, but it's going to be very, very expensive. Compared to if I decide to go to Medina Market, I'm still probably going to be ripped off. It's going to be a different kind of ripping off, because it's more tailored towards more local people. And so you're not going to get the exorbitant prices, okay? So your area matters. Where you're going to shop matters. If I go to buy certain things, if I want to buy plantain, it's going to be cheaper for me to buy it in the village than it is for me to buy it in somewhere like East Legon. That's just how it is, because East Legon will come with a premium. Cantonments will come with a premium. Airport will come with a premium. There are certain areas that will come with a premium. It's understood that if you're in these areas, you can probably afford it. And so these places just cost more. So think about where it is that you're going to shop. If you're going to do a bulk shop, go somewhere where it's going to be cheaper for you. Don't try and shop in places that are premium, and it's been arranged for you to make it easier for you, because they know that it's foreigners that come to shop here. Another thing that you have to understand is that sometimes you're not being ripped off, right? So sometimes there are seasonal fluctuations, especially when it comes to things like food, right? So I say it all the time, I love plantain. There are when I first came to Ghana, plantain was 5 cities for a bunch. And it would be so much, sometimes I couldn't even finish all of it. It was just a lot. And then it went to 40 cedis, right? Which is like $4 for 3. It's becoming expensive. Now, I want to buy plantain. It's like 70 cedis, 80 cedis. Like, for how many pieces? Like 5 pieces or something like it just depends on the season, right? So there are certain times where it may come down a little bit, but one thing about Ghana is once the price goes up, it very rarely comes down. So I'm not expecting plantain to ever be 5 cedis or 10 cedis again. It's not going to happen. You know, when the season comes back for that thing to grow, it will come down a little bit, but it's not going to come down to where it should be. It's just that people have got used to expecting that money, and so that's the money that they're charging, and that's what it is. So you also have to expect seasonal fluctuations when it comes to buying things here. You know, so I've touched on it already, but, you know, some of the things that you can do to help you not get as ripped off is to learn a bit more about the culture, and also, you know, get a better understanding for what prices are. You know, if you don't know, ask a local person, how much should this cost? That will help you. You know, try the Ghanaian accent. You know, if you know a few words in Tree, in Ga, whatever, right? Use those words, because then the person favors you. One thing about Ghanaians is that they will favor you when it comes to certain things, like, oh, you're trying. Like, you know, they enjoy that you're trying, and because of that, their heart softens towards you. And so these little things, you may feel like, oh, well, it's a suck up or whatever. No, they will actually help you. There's favor in doing certain things. So, you know, I did the last video and I was like, well, you know, if you say, oh, boss, this, that, and the other, then, you know, they come down a bit. So all these things help you when it comes to negotiating and getting the best price for what it is that you want. Another thing you'll realize is that if you move to a particular area, and you shop in a particular place, you start to build loyalty with locals. So they will begin after some time to no longer see you as a foreigner, but they'll see you as, oh, this person is here. They start to warm towards you. And so therefore they'll give you the real price. They like loyalty. So once they see you come a few times, you know, you're friendly and all of that, you'll get a better price. Then, you know, those of us from the West, sometimes we can be very cold. Now, I would say not so much Americans. I'd say British people. Hey, I'm saying it. I'd say British people can sometimes be quite cold. We're not always that friendly, okay? And this is not on an individual basis, so please don't come in the comments for me. I don't need that. I'm just saying the real, you know, us Brits, you know, we keep ourselves to ourselves. You know, we don't say hello. That's one of the biggest things that was for me here coming to Ghana. I'm like, why do I have to say good morning to everybody? I don't even know you. Like, that's the kind of attitude that we have. Like every time, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, like I'm tired. Do you know what I'm saying? I just want to come here. I just want to buy what I've got to buy. I want to go. We are a bunch of grumpy people. I don't know if it's the weather or whatever, but we can be grumpy. We can be grumpy. We are very isolated. We are very reserved. We are raised with that culture there. That's what it is. It's like, I don't know you, so I don't have to talk to you. I don't need to have any interactions with you. It's very much like that. It's an isolated society. That's what the UK is. But I don't see that so much with Americans. I feel like Americans are more friendly. So it's easier for you to do these things. So when you're going to your local shop, you know, hi, you know, establish a relationship. I'm not saying that you have to ask them, you know, personal questions about their life, but just the fact that you smile and you say hello, they warm to you. They start to get to know you. And so you establish a relationship with that person. And then, you'd be surprised they'll do 1-2 things for you. Sometimes they can even dash you things. Ghanaians are not stingy. Like, it's very much a give and get given type culture, right? So sometimes, if you dash them like, take 5 cedis. You never know. And every time you go back, they'll say, oh, just take this one. Don't worry, just take it. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's not about even keeping count of, well, last time I gave her 5 cedis, this drink is worth 4 cedis, so she still owes me 1 cedi. It's not like that. It's just like and it works across the board, not just in shops. It works even when you go out. Like, you go out nightlife, there's certain people that you'll see, like the security sometimes. You favor them, they'll favor you sometimes. That's just how it works. It's very much, okay, this time you give me, next time I got you. That's how the culture is here. So it's not always that someone's trying to get something from you. It's just how it works here. You give, you get given, and that's how it is. So I just really want you to understand that overcharging is not personal to you, okay? It's across the board for everybody. Ghanaians get ripped off, British people get ripped off, Americans get ripped off. Everybody gets ripped off. If someone can take it from me, they will. And you know, we would love to do that in the West as well, but for the most part, our prices are set. We can't do that. But if we could have an opportunity to do that, you know, like, yeah, most of us would overcharge if we can get away with it, especially if we feel like someone can afford it. Let's be honest, like if a rich Arab comes to you right now and you're selling some product and, you know that this guy will pay this price, you two, you're going to try it. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's call a spade a spade. You two, you're going to try it. It's like, oh, well, this thing, I usually sell it for $20, but, you know, this guy reckon he can afford it. Yes, boss, it's $50 for you. Do you know what I'm saying? And he probably may not even bat an eyelid, but you'll still sell it to him. Don't lie. Don't lie. Don't lie. You know what I'm saying? We all would like the opportunity. Like if you feel that someone can afford something, you know, we'd all like to be able to take advantage of that in some kind of way. We would like to, especially if the person doesn't mind doing it and it's like, you know, we all would, you know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that we don't have integrity too, but, you know, sometimes, you know, when you're a bit tight and, you know that you can get away with this thing, like, that's why some of us, we steal because, you know, we want to steal. You do it, right? You do it, right? Don't lie. And the stealing is not right. That's not what I'm saying. Stealing is not right. But I'm saying, and when I say stealing, I don't mean outright theft, like go to shops and steal like that. But I'm saying like not being integrous in some of the things that we do. You know, they say it's a buffet, but you can only go one time. But you two, you try to sneak and go a second time. Whatever it is, I'm just throwing out examples. Do you know what I'm saying? It's still a form of stealing, right? So most of us, if we have the opportunity to cheat a system, we will cheat a system. That's what I'm trying to say. It's not stealing. But if we have the opportunity to cheat a system, we will cheat a system. But in Ghana, I want you to understand that it's culture, okay? It's not personal, it's culture. So it's for you to learn to negotiate and understand what deal you're going to cut for yourself. You might win sometimes you're going to lose. And that's what it is. So really, I want you to understand that there's no hate towards Americans. It's not personal. Nothing is personal to Americans. It happens to every single person. It even happens to white people. It happens to all cultures of people. It happens, right? Lebanese people, probably even Chinese people, but Chinese people, I'd say they're probably quite tight. And so they don't want to spend at certain places. You know how they are. And so, and I'm not, but that, you know, we all, okay, let me just say this, right? So that you don't think I'm, every culture has its thing that it's known for, whether it's a stereotype or whatever. Every culture has certain things, even down to tribes. There are certain tribes in Ghana that are known for doing certain things and certain tribes that are known, you know what I'm saying? That's just how it is. They're all stereotypes. It doesn't mean the rule applies to individual people because there's always somebody that's going to break the mold or whatever. But I'm saying we all have stereotypes about certain people. Chinese people will say that, yeah, they're probably tight. They want to get a city, but they don't want to give a city. Do you know what I'm saying? That's just how they are, right? And so what I want you to say is that everybody's being ripped off in some way. Everybody has to learn the system. There's no shortcut for anybody. Ghanaians, you look like you got it. You walked into the shop with your whole attire and everything, all your gold on your fingers. You're going to be also ripped off. They're not just going to say, oh, he's my fellow Ghanaian, so let me give him this price. No. He's also going to be ripped off unless he bargains. That is it. So please don't feel like I can't come to Ghana because, you know, they're coming after me for this and that. No, it's not that. Just come, you know, find your footing, find your place. It's going to take you a while to settle and all of that. But, you know, we love you. We love you here. Ghana is open. We're accepting you. This is a great place to, if you need to have a fresh start, this is a great place to really enjoy the lifestyle that you want to enjoy. Ghana's amazing. If it's not Ghana, find somewhere else on the continent. It doesn't have to be Ghana. Not everybody has to move to Ghana, you know. All of that good stuff that I've said in other videos. But yeah, that's pretty much what I want to say. If you have anything that you'd like to add to what I've said, please leave it into the comment section. Let's keep the discussion going. And that's it. I'm going to end the video right there. If you haven't already subscribed to this channel, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. Don't forget to also like, comment and share this video. Until next time, I'm out. Bye.